Hare Krishna, good morning. Please accept my humble obeisance, all close to Srila Prabhupada. This morning we will discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11, Lord Krishna's entrance into Dvaraka. Today we will discuss text 26. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyamudiyayat. Nasmezya Bhatresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhakti Bhavatanistiki. I will first recite the Sanskrit. Shriyo Nivaso Yasyura Panapatram Mukam Risham Bahavo Lokapalanam Sharanganam Padam Bhujam. Word for word translation. Shreya of the goddess of fortune. Nivasa residential place. Yasya one whose ura chest, panapatram the drinking pot, mukam face, drisam of eyes, bhava the arms, lokapalanam of the administrative demigods, saranganam of the devotees who talk and sing only of the essence or substance, pada ambojam the lotus feet. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune. His moon-like face is a drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting place for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees, who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. Purport. There are different classes of human beings, all seeking different enjoyments from different objects. There are persons who are seeking after the favor of the goddess of fortune, and for them the Vedic literature gives information that the Lord is always served with all reverence by thousands and thousands of goddesses of fortune in the Sintamani Dham, the transcendental abode of the Lord, where the trees are all desire trees and the buildings are made of touchstone. The Lord Govinda is engaged there in herding the Surabhi cows as his natural occupation. The goddesses of fortune can be seen automatically if we are attracted by the bodily features of the Lord. The impersonalist cannot observe such goddesses of fortune because of their dry speculative habit. And those who are artists overtaken by the beautiful creation should better look to the beautiful face of the Lord for complete satisfaction. The face of the Lord is the embodiment of beauty. What is called beautiful nature is but his smile, and what are called the sweet songs of the birds are but specimens of the whispering voice of the Lord. There are administrative demigods in charge of departmental service of cosmic management. And there are tiny administrative gods in the state service. They are always afraid of other competitors, but if they take shelter of the arms of the Lord can protect them always from the attacks of enemies. A faithful servant of the Lord engaged in the service of administration is ideal executive head and can well protect the interest of the people in general. And so-called administrators are symbols of anachronism, leading to the acute distress of the people who are governed by them. The administrators can remain safely under the protection of the arms of the Lord. The essence of everything is the Supreme Lord. He is called Saram, and those who sing, talk, and talk about him are called Sharangas, or the pure devotees. The pure devotees always hankering after the lotus feet of the Lord, which have a kind of honey that is transcendently relished by the devotees. They are like the bees who are always after the honey. Srila Rupa Goswami, the great devotee Acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, has sung a song about this lotus honey, comparing himself to the bee. O my Lord, O my Lord Krishna, I beg to offer my prayers unto you. My mind is like the bee, and it is after some honey. Kindly, therefore, give my bee mind a place at your lotus feet, which are the resources for all transcendental honey. I know that even big demigods like Brahma do not see the rays of the nails of your lotus feet, even though they are engaged in deep meditation for years together. Still, O infallible one, my ambition is such, for you are very merciful to your surrendered devotees. O Madhav, I know also that I have no genuine devotion for the service of your lotus feet, but because your lordship is inconceivably powerful, you can do what is possible to be done. Your lotus feet derive even the nectar of the heavenly kingdom, and therefore I am very much attached by them. O Supreme Eternal, please therefore let my mind be fixed at the lotus feet so that eternally I may be able to relish the taste of your transcendental service. The devotees are satisfied with being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord and have no ambition to see his all beautiful face or aspire for the protection of the strong arms of the Lord. They are humble by nature, and the Lord is always leaning towards such humble devotees. So, Shreyo Nivasu Yasyo Ram Pana Patram Mukam Drisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padam Bhujam. The Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune. His moon-like face is a drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting place for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. Om Ajnanatimarandasya Jananjana Shlakaya Saksaranmeritam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namah. Shichetanyamanobistam staptam yena bhutale svamrupakadamayam dadati svapadantikam. Vandeham shiro shiyuda padkamlam shiram vaishnavamsha. Shirupam jagajatam saganaragnatam pitam tam satjivam sadvaitam savrupatam parjanasaitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jatpate Gopesha Koprakanta Radhakanta Namastate. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshri Vishabhani Sudadevi Pranamama Haripriya. Vancha Kalpta Bishake Pasan Vivsa Padnam Pranavyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namo. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvashesha Sunyavadi Paskachari Desatani. Srila Prabhupada Ki. So we see here Lord Krishna is entering Dwarka, and all the Brahmins with their wives, they come to receive him. That all the residents of Dwarka are there. They see Lord Krishna, as mentioned in the previous verse, and they felt very satisfied. Very satisfied that and now in this verse, first Sutta Goswami, because Sutta Goswami is talking, and we know that Krishna is Uttamasloka. He's clarified with selected verses, poetry. So this verse is very poetic. It speaks about the drinking with the eyes. That so the Lord chest is the abode of gods of fortune. That so this verse has three subjects. It speaks about the goddess of fortune. It speaks about administrative demigods and about the pure devotees. That so the Lord is our chest, is abode of the chest of the goddess of fortune. The goddess of fortune is called Chanchala. She doesn't stay long with one person and goes to the next. That everyone wants the goddess of fortune, get fortune in one's life, but it's always very short. But the Lord is the abode of the goddess of fortune. So when we serve Krishna, the goddess of fortune is always there. Then we become automatically fortunate when we serve Krishna. That ultimate fortune is to get this attraction to Krishna, to get this taste for always thinking of Krishna. That is real fortune. And that fortune here is the third subject, the third chapter, subject of this verse, that is lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees who never talks or sing of any subject except his lordship. So they are very attracted to the Supreme Lord. That and they never talk or sing of anything else. that means they have taste. And that taste is what drives us in devotional service. And Krishna stresses the importance of that taste in Bhagavad Gita. And that he says, Vishaya vinavartmata niya rasya dena rasvaram rasopya saparam dristvani vartate. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense object remains, but ceasing such engagement by experience a higher taste is fixed in consciousness. So that means we need that higher taste to give up the lower taste. The lower taste makes us think of all other makes us think of all other subject matters besides Krishna. That higher taste means we see everything in connection with Krishna. That so first we have the goddess of fortune. The goddess of fortune will support those who are performing devotional service. And second, you have the administrative demigods. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, they are managers in the universal household or affairs. And there are many tiny demigods. I think Lord Brahma had created 33,000 or something, but probably there are much more. And but all these tiny demigods, they have competitors, and they are afraid of being attacked, of being removed from their post. But because they are taking shelter of Krishna, they become fearless. So that's also for us to. It is said in 177 of the Bhagavatam, one who performs pure devotional service, then one becomes free from lamentation, envy and fear. Lamentation, illusion, and fear. One becomes free from these three things when one performs pure devotional service. See also these administrative demigods, they become free from fear by taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. But for this one must take shelter always of the Supreme Lord in all circumstances. Lord Chaitanya in the 5th verse of Shikshastikam, Ainanda Tanucha Kinkaram. So Lord Chaitanya prays, please put me as an atom at your lotus feet. They take refuge of the lotus feet of the Lord. So they are the refuge of the pure devotees, also of the administrative demigods. Then they become free from fear. So that taking shelter is important. That was explained in the previous chapter. In the previous chapter, it was chapter 9. It was chapter 9, the passing away of Bhishmadev, 2 chapters before. And Lord Bhishmadev says to Yudhishthira Maharaj, as long as you take shelter of the Brahmins, the religious principles, and God, you will be protected by these religious principles. So that's also very valid for us. But how do we do that? The spiritual master is representative of Krishna, and there the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada said, the order of the spiritual master is the active principle of spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master becomes useless. But if you follow the order of the spiritual master, despite all challenges, empowerment will come. And by faithfully executing this order of the spiritual master. So we may have so many situations and challenges. Prabhupada also, he went to the West. Did he cooperation? He asked for cooperation of the Gaudiya Math and his god brothers, but no cooperation, no help. That even at a certain moment they criticized him. They could not see how they could not see how he was empowered by the Supreme Lord to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. But that empowerment came from taking shelter of the order of the spiritual master. So that's a very important principle. Because by taking shelter of the Supreme Lord, that by taking shelter of the spiritual master, by executing his order, we become empowered. Prabhupada became empowered to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. And that's our mercy. Our mercy is, yes, that our mercy is that Prabhupada followed the order of his spiritual master. Otherwise, we would not get the mercy. By that order, he was empowered and can spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So if we follow the order of the spiritual master, we will always protect it by following that order. So that is the principle of taking shelter. That empowerment comes from faithfully executing the order of the spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada writes that also later in the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam 3:24-12. That's there in the purport he writes, to honor the spiritual master means to carry out his instruction word for word. So that is, we can, because we are mostly too contaminated in mind. It's difficult for us to take shelter of Krishna always in our mind. But we can stick to the order of the spiritual master. And that is the refuge of the disciple. Because that's equal to taking shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Because the spiritual master is the representative of Krishna. You see also that these pure devotees were very attracted to the Supreme Lord. They could not think a moment, not have a moment that they would not be able to think of Krishna. So that taste is important, because unless we have taste, our faith will not grow. Faith depends on taste. In the beginning, it depends on knowledge. By knowledge, we're studying Bhagavad Gita, we advance and we get some faith. But the deeper faith comes by Pratyaksha Varanam Dharmam. That's the third line of the ninth two in Bhagavad Gita. It comes by direct experience. And that experience is that taste. And that taste develops by association of devotees. That this taste is a very important aspect to develop our faith. Faith develops by association. That so like when we sing prema bhakti, pure love, yes, 24 hours, that feeling of ecstatic separation of Krishna. And such prema bhakti has the power to elevate any devotee to the same platform. Yeah. It can bring even a conditioned soul to ruchi, getting that taste. So like that, a sadhaka, one who practices devotional service, receives faith from an advanced devotee. And faith is mercy. That it's not automatic that one gets faith. In a few next week, Thursday, we have Karpunim, the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. When I was at the Bhaktivinoda Manor in London, John Master maybe 100,000 people come. It's overwhelming. But they are all from Indian background. They come to see the deities, Shishirada Gokulananda, and then Lakshman, Ram, Sita, and Hanuman. And at the front you have small deities, smaller, of Kaunitai. When you ask these people, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? They don't know. Nobody knows. Of these 100,000, practically nobody knows who Lord Chaitanya is. But they come to see the deities. And that's interesting, that to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, we have proof from the different scriptures that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have the verse by Prahlad Maharaj 7:9-38, in which he prays Lord Nrsimhadev and speaks about the Chana avatar in Kali Yuga, the hidden avatar. That in the purport, Prabhupada said, yes, Lord Chaitanya appeared, but in the form of his own devotee. He would put his hands at his ears when someone would say that he would be that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So yes. So that is very difficult. Yeah. That is one verse that speaks about Lord Chaitanya, but then you have 10.8.13. 10.8.13 is the name-giving ceremony of Krishna by Gargamuni. And Gargamuni says, yes, the Supreme Lord appears in three colors, white, red, and yellow, and now he appeared in a blackish color. Prabhupada explains in the purport, yes, the yellow color is Lord Chaitanya. That the white is Hamsa avatar, and the red one is Jagya avatar, Treta Yuga. Of course, we have also the 11th canto, 532, where it is this verse that explains that Lord Chaitanya will appear with his associates Krishna Varmant Visa Krishnam, and so on. So we have so many evidences from the scriptures, but even and there are also evidences of the Mahabharata that from the Padma Purana. There are also evidences from the Upanishads, especially from the Atharva Upanishad, Atharva Veda. One of the Upanishads is called Chaitanya Upanishad, 10 verses glorifying Lord Chaitanya. And one devotee at the time of Lord Chaitanya found this Upanishad, discovered it. That is one of the less known Upanishads. But there is scriptural evidence. But just by evidence, you may not accept Lord Chaitanya in your heart or understand, even by reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, where the external and internal reasons of the appearance of Lord Chaitanya are explained. But accepting Lord Chaitanya, you need mercy of devotees. Then you will understand this most merciful incarnation. And by accepting Lord Chaitanya in your heart, you will start to understand something about Radha Krishna. But otherwise, without that mercy, it's not possible. One cannot understand the spiritual significance of Radha Krishna and the mood of Srimati Radharani without accepting Lord Chaitanya. So, and that comes from, that mercy. Mercy means also getting faith means mercy. And that mercy we get by following the order of the spiritual master. And by that we get taste. We get taste from advanced devotees. Faith is mercy. Because I heard Kadamba Kana Maharaj saying when he in the 70s became attracted to the Hare Krishna movement, he was very reluctant to come in the association of these Hare Krishna devotees because they had a very bad stigma in the West. That as a dangerous sect and so many things that went going on. But then he saw that, he found out that George Harrison was chanting Hare Krishna. And that gave him faith, because he didn't want social harassment, but then he saw, yes, George Harrison, he gave me faith, he said, because he was chanting and he was an authority. So without taste, no faith. Faith will not develop. Taste is the principle that strengthens our faith, the experience. Tasting Krishna consciousness, experience it. And that comes from those who have taste. It is the devotee who is revealing Krishna to us. The devotee through his bhakti is revealing Krishna to us. Without taste, there is no way to be a devotee. There is the story of Pradyumna Mishra and Ramananda Roy. Yeah, that's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Pradyumna Mishra and Ramananda Roy, they met each other and they started to talk. And they talked the whole day. And someone came, oh, the day is over. Oh, they said, we just were getting into the subject. Always tasting that nectar by thinking of Krishna. That, so we have also to see in our spiritual life what attracts us the most. So that means when faith is mature, then it is nishta, firm faith. It is a development of faith. But we see here, yes, these pure devotees, they always they talk of Krishna because that's where their faith is, that's where their taste is. And that the resting administrative demigods are not yet pure devotees. But they don't have yet that taste. But they take shelter of Krishna. And they become peaceful, at least. And that's the first stage to come to pure devotional service. First, become peaceful. Good. This is what I could say on this verse. Any comments or questions, please?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, am I audible?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. And I have a couple of questions actually. First is regarding the statement that without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one cannot enter into the mode of the Vrajavasis or understand the bhakti or the mode of Radharani. Now, there are also some other samples, especially the Nimarka Sampradaya, which is quite prevalent in Vrindavan and in North India, and have many ashrams also, temples, and uh, very famous saints, uh, and also many followers. In fact, probably they'll be in the millions actually. Uh, the Banke Bihari temple is also quite famous in Vrindavan, and also belongs to that sampradaya. So they're not really followers of Lord Chaitanya, but they also appreciate Gopi Bhava. And now, how do we understand that without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, or if you don't accept Lord Chaitanya, then you cannot appreciate this Gopi Bhava? That's my first question. So,
Let's first answer the first
okay.
question.
Yes, Maharaj.
That Lord Chaitanya is a Kali Yuga avatar. He explains the process of making spiritual advancement in this age. And without the mercy of the Yuga avatar, one cannot make advancement in this age. Because there may be so many sampradayas and whatever they do, this goes. But the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is essential. All pujaris in ISKCON, before they go on the altar, first, before they worship the deities, they worship the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. And then they worship Lord Chaitanya. And after worshipping Lord Chaitanya, then they perform the deity worship. There are also always in Vrindavan exceptions. There's sometimes pure devotees are there from birth, the Vrajavasis. We can't say anything about them. But to develop that mood of pure devotional service without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is not possible. Because Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. You need the mercy of Krishna. one may not be aware of Lord Chaitanya, but when one comes in Vrindavan, that that will be revealed finally. But yes, that's what I could say on on, on this point. The process of devotional service, the chanting. If we want to advance in the chanting, we need the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Without His mercy, our chanting will be useless.
Thank you very much.
That and
Yes.
the second point you wanted.
Yeah, yes, Maharaj. I have another question, but before I go to that, this part of the same first question is regarding one very famous person called Hit Premanandji Maharaj, who is nowadays very famous. I don't know if you heard about him. He claims to be in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, follower of Lord Chaitanya, and he comes from this Hita Hari Vamsha person. But I heard various theories. I heard one sannyasi in ISKCON say that Hita Hari Vamsha was rejected by Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He was initially a disciple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, but then he was rejected by Gopal Bhatta Goswami for some reasons. And then from that person, Hita Hari Vamsha, and in that line is coming the present very famous guru, Hita Premananda ji. This is something I heard from one sannyasi, but I wanted to know if you have more information about this particular line. They claim to be Gaudiyas, but they're not from Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Bhakti Siddhanta. They claim lineage from Hita Harivamsha, disciple of Gopal Goswami. I don't know if you have any information or about this.
Yeah, something to be careful of. Srila Prabhupada makes that point. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master becomes useless. This is from Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I don't know this person and what's going on in India. These upper sampradayas will come up and disappear, but it's the purity. That's the point. That one cannot be pure if one does not follow the order of the spiritual master. So it's something to be careful with. That I would not advise anyone to take initiation outside ISKCON. It's very risky. Very, very risky. That although there are 4 bona fide sampradayas, something to be careful of. That Prabhupada's purity was unparalleled. Unparalleled. That's what I could say. Krishna Archampu.
Thank you, Maharaj. But I have one more question. The second question is regarding the taste. For you were saying that to get a taste for devotional service, you need the mercy of devotees. And now taste depends on mercy, but then mercy also depends on our devotional service. So if we serve nicely, then you get mercy, and when there's mercy, then there is taste. And when there is taste, then you can do better service. So now the question is, it appears to be kind of a loop where you don't get mercy unless you serve, but you can't serve unless you have taste. And unless you have taste, so for that taste again you need mercy. So how does it start? So it starts with mercy or it starts with service? Because I want to serve, but if I have to serve, I need taste. And I can't have taste unless I have mercy, and I don't have mercy unless I serve again. So just trying to understand how this.
By following the order of
Where does it start?
Yeah, by following the order of the spiritual master, the taste will come. That because that's the mercy. The mercy instructions of the spiritual master are the mercy. If we are following these instructions, then the taste will come. It is not easy to follow strictly the instructions of the spiritual master. But yeah, that's connected. The mercy comes to the Guru Parampara and comes from Prabhupada. Even if you are not initiated, you follow Prabhupada's instructions, you will get mercy. And will make advancement and come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master. So that's the mercy, following the instruction of the spiritual master. Very simple. We don't have to invent things. Of course, association with advanced devotees will help that this mercy develops and that we get taste. That direct associate of Lord Chaitanya in Prema Vivakta, right? When one chants the holy name in isolation without association of devotees, then what will come out of his small mouth is something that resembles the holy name, but it is not a holy name. So that's the mercy of devotees. If we chant with devotees, then we will get taste. If we chant in isolation, it will be very, very difficult. The association of devotees is essential to get that taste. That is an important principle, that faith develops by association and taste. Taste comes from the devotees. Hare Krishna. Something else? Good. There are no further questions. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see you this evening for the Nectar of Devotion class. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.